Hello everyone. We will see first what we saw in last week. We started our first lecture, first topic, that is molecular symmetry. As I said, this topic is completely new for you all, so you require more attention to understand this particular chapter. In last lecture, we saw that symmetry is present all around us, right? So we can take plenty of example, like in this picture we already discussed that, let's say this is a butterfly which having symmetry, also this flower also having symmetry, star also having symmetry, or you can see this all example like leaves, let's this symbol of McDonald also having symmetry, or some symbols which is also given here, or one famous monument, that is Taj Mahal, which is also having a symmetry. If you pass axis like this, you will get two equal halves shown in this image also. So symmetry play an important role every day. As I said, symmetry word is coming from the Greek word that is metron, means to measure, and the prefix word syn is coming, is nothing but what, actually it is nothing but along or together. Before syn, people start to use sim, and that's why word become a symmetry. In short, if you want to define symmetry, that is nothing but what, to measure together. As I said, symmetry is present everywhere. It is present in plants, human beings, as well as in monuments. So if you define a general definition, or if you define generally about the symmetry, a movement of molecule or object in a such a way that resulting configuration is indistinguishable from original one. That means when you do any kind of movement on any object, and you will get a new configuration, that configuration which is obtained new, that is new configuration and original configuration, that must be indistinguishable from one another. So to understand the symmetry, you have to understand by symmetry operation and symmetry element. So let me define again what is symmetry operation and symmetry element. Without symmetry operation and symmetry element, we cannot able to understand the symmetry or molecular symmetry. So symmetry operation and symmetry elements are correlated to each other. So we will discuss first symmetry operation. The word itself suggests that operation is nothing but what? Operation is nothing but a action. When you do any action which moves an object into a position indistinguishable from original one, though not necessarily identical with it, that is called as symmetry operation. That means when you do any kind of operation on a molecule or any object, that molecule changes its configuration, its orientation, but whatever the orientation, new orientation obtained, that must be indistinguishable from the original molecule or original object. So it may be say identical or not, that is not an issue, but they must be indistinguishable from one another. So that is called as a symmetry operation. Suppose I have here a H2 molecule. In one side there is a HA, and another is there is a HP. And when we perform any operation on this H2 molecule, you will get the new configuration. Let's say when you rotate this molecule by 180 degree angle, you will get the new configuration. So first configuration and second configuration, they are equivalent. Again, that means when you rotate this molecule by 180 degree in forward direction or backward direction, you will get a indistinguishable configuration. That means this molecule possesses symmetry. Again, when you rotate the second configuration by 180 degree, you will get the third configuration. So second and third is again equivalent, and if you see first and third, it is looks like same, that is nothing but identical. So here first and third is identical, first and second is equivalent, second and third is equivalent. So remember that you have to perform any you have to perform rotation on that molecule. Rotation is one type of operation. So when you perform a rotation of H2 molecule, you will get the different configuration, and that configurations are equivalent or indistinguishable from one another. So that is nothing but the symmetry operation. Now once you understand symmetry operation, basically we have two types of symmetry operation. One is called as rotation, and second one is called as a reflection. That means when you do rotation or reflection, or when you in another word we can say when you rotate a molecule, or when you flipped a molecule, or when you take a mirror image of that molecule, if you will get a indistinguishable configuration, then that molecule possesses a symmetry operation. So we have two type of symmetry operation, as I said. One is called as a reflection, and other is called as a rotation. With the help of these two operation, you can do any action on the molecule, so that you will get a indistinguishable configuration. May not be may not be necessarily identical, but they are must be equivalent. Now second is a symmetry element. What is symmetry element? Symmetry element is defined as a geometrical identity such as a line, a plane, or a point with respect to which one or more symmetry operation may be carried out. It may be a line, it may be a plane, it may be a point through which one or more symmetry operation may be carried out. Means in last topic, in last point we saw symmetry operation. So that symmetry, with the help of that symmetry operation, you have to do a operation on with the help of line, with the help of plane, or with the help of point, so that you will get a indistinguishable configuration. That is called as a generally symmetry element. If you perform operation with the help of line, then that is called as a axis of symmetry. If you perform a operation with the help of, let's say, plane, then that is called as plane of symmetry. If you perform a operation with the help of point, then it is called as inversion center. So we have actually basically 5 different types of symmetry element. So operation is carried out only with respect to the element. That means you have to perform an operation, but that operation you have to carry out with the help of this particular point, like this particular thing. One is called as a line. You have to perform operation with the help of line, then symmetry element is called as axis of symmetry. If you perform a operation with the help of point, then it is called as an inversion center. Or if you perform an operation with the help of point, then it is called as a plane of symmetry. That means you have to perform any operation. That means you have to take this thing in a consideration. That means these two are interrelated to each other. Without symmetry operation, you cannot perform symmetry element. You cannot explain symmetry element, or without symmetry element, you cannot define symmetry operation. So they are interrelated to each other. If you rotate a molecule by, let's say, C2 axis, or rotation of H2 molecule is called as, when you rotate a molecule, H2 molecule, called as symmetry operation, and the axis involved in that rotation is called as symmetry element, axis of symmetry. That means if you have a H2 molecule where one is hydrogen, other is another hydrogen. Now if you rotate that H2 molecule, that is called as a symmetry operation. And if for rotation we required the axis. Without axis we cannot rotate that molecule. That's why that axis is called as a symmetry element, or it is an axis of symmetry. As I said, we have 5 different types of symmetry elements. So what are that actually? So here I have enlist all 5 symmetry element. First one is center of symmetry. It is denoted by I, and how it is interrelated with symmetry operation, that description is also given here. For center of symmetry, inver means a molecule which possesses a center of symmetry where there is a inversion of all atom in a molecule through the inversion center, right? We'll discuss each and every symmetry elements in details one by one. It is just the brief of, or just highlight of how they are related to one another. Second one is a proper rotation axis or axis of symmetry denoted by Cn. Rotation is carried out and through an axis with some angle. Then plane of symmetry, it is denoted by sigma, reflection about the plane. Then improper rotational axis of symmetry denoted as Sn, rotation about an axis through some angle followed by reflection in a plane perpendicular to rotation axis. And last one is the identity, that is denoted as E, doing nothing or no change. So this is the operation you have to perform on that symmetry element. So let me begin with first symmetry element, that is the center of symmetry or the inversion center. As I said, the word inversion means opposite, and the word center of symmetry is nothing but what I just few minutes before I told you, that when you perform any operation through a point, that point is called as generally a center. Let's say here, let's say this is a point. When you perform any operation through that point, then that molecule possesses a center of symmetry. So here, if a molecule which having a point, and that point basically bisect the molecule into two equal halves, or at that point when we saw at that point where if you see one side there is a, let's say, Cl atom, at its exactly opposite side there should be a Cl atom, then and then only that molecule possesses a center of symmetry. That means if a molecule can be brought into equivalent configuration by changing just the coordinate x, y, z of every atom to -x, -y, -z, then the point at which origin lies is said to be a center of symmetry or the inversion of center. That means if a molecule is planar, and in that molecule if one side there is a one atom lie, same atom or group must be lie at a opposite side of equidistance or equal distance, then and then only there is a center of symmetry. Okay, so here two atom, like two chlorine atoms, are exactly opposite to each other from this point, or two hydrogen atoms exactly opposite to each other at this point, and that's why this molecule possesses a center of symmetry. This is possible only for trans 1,2-dichloroethene and not for cis 1,2-dichloroethene. Let me take example here. If you consider this is cis, and if you consider this is a point, at one side of that point there is a Cl group, and for other side there is a hydrogen group. That means they are totally different. So you cannot say that this molecule having a center of symmetry, because that according to definition, if one coordinate of molecule, if there is a Cl group, its opposite coordinate must have the Cl group, but there is not, and that's why this molecule does not possess the center of symmetry. Everybody understood that? We have many examples where such a symmetry element present. You can see here, this is a platinum tetrachloride ion. If you consider this is a point, from this point at this direction there is a Cl atom. Whatever the distance from this platinum to Cl, same distance on its opposite side there is another Cl is present. So same is here, and therefore this molecule has a center of symmetry. Also in benzene you can see let's say this is a CH group, this is another CH group, so they are exactly opposite to each other at this point. Same for this carbon atom, CH group also. That's why benzene has a center of symmetry. Even sulfur hexafluoride also, two fluoride groups are exactly opposite through this point. So in short we can say that if any molecule through the point, if two same group present exactly opposite to each other, then that molecule possesses a center of symmetry. Or through this point, if you will get two equal halves or two equal part of that molecule which are indistinguishable, then that molecule has a center of symmetry. In short, if the inversion operation is carried out n times, it is expressed by In. For an even value of n, molecule goes back to its original configuration. Therefore, it is written as I raised to n is equal to E. So this is our first symmetry element called as a inversion center. Or now next is second symmetry element is axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry is also called as a proper rotational axis. Now this type of symmetry element present in every kind of molecule. It is present in every kind of molecule. Why? With the help of a line, as I said in definition of symmetry element, a line is used to perform a symmetry operation. If any molecule where line called as axis is used to perform a operation, that is called as axis of symmetry. So axis is very important. It is actually the imaginary line. So if an imaginary line can be constructed in a molecule around which molecule can be rotated to give the indistinguishable configuration from original, then that molecule is said to be a proper rotational axis. For example, in H2 molecule, as I said, two hydrogen is present exactly in such a way that where when you pass an imaginary line between two hydrogen atom of equidistance, and when I rotate that axis through an angle, let's say theta, I will get to the different configuration, right? So when you rotate that molecule by 180 degree, theta is equal to 180 degree, at that time you will get the another configuration which is indistinguishable from the original one. So that will be discussed in next slide. So if proper rotational axis is denoted by Cn, where n is nothing but what? N-fold axis of rotation. If a molecule is rotated by angle and theta is how it is calculated? Theta is equal to 2 pi upon n, where what is the value of pi? It is 180. So you will get what? 360 divided by n. Theta is equal to 360 divided by n. So with the help of value of theta, you will get the n-fold rotation axis. When a molecule can have more than one axis of rotation, the axis with highest order is called as principal axis. Basically, axis of symmetry having two type of axis. One is called as a principal axis, and other is called as a subsidiary axis. To whom we can call as a principal axis? When a molecule can have more than one axis of rotation, at that time axis with highest order, that means n is equal to, let's say 1, 2, at that which number is highest? 2 is the highest number, so n is equal to 2 become a principal axis, and n is equal to 1 become a subsidiary axis. Highest number should be called as a principal axis, and that was always considered along a z-axis. Remember that thing also. We have an example like this: HaOHB. Actually, this is water molecule. Now, when water molecule having an angular shape, water, it is a bend shape. It's like this: oxygen is here, and two hydrogens are present at an angular position. So when you pass a line between two hydrogen atom, and it goes through oxygen atom like this way, right? When I consider that when line is passing, that means this is the axis of symmetry. But what is the axis, what is the order of that axis, how it is calculated? So you can see here theta is equal to here 180 degree. So when you rotate that molecule by 180 degree, I will get the another molecule which is equivalent to one another. First configuration is equivalent to second configuration, but it is not identical. Remember, identical means exactly same. It is equivalent means near to same. So when we perform another C2 axis or another rotation on that molecule of 180 degree, we will get a third configuration. Now here first and third is identical, no doubt. So for getting a identical operation or for getting identical configuration, how many rotation you have to perform on a water molecule? So we want to perform 2 rotation. So n is equal to here what? It is a 2. But how it is calculated? It is calculated by using this formula. N is equal to 2 pi upon theta. What is the value of 2 pi? It is a 360. 3, how it is obtained 360? So pi is 180. So 2 into 180 is 360. What is the, for one rotation here you have to carry out a rotation of this molecule by 180 degree angle. So theta is equal to 180 degree. So 360 divided by 180 is equal to 2. So means if you perform 2 rotation of 180 degree each, then and then only this molecule gives the identical configuration. You got this point? So what is the axis here? C2 axis. So C2, C means center of axis of symmetry, and 2 is the order of that axis. So 2 is obtained by value of n. We have another example like ammonia. So in ammonia, nitrogen is generally, you know the geometry of ammonia, it is a pyramidal, right? That is, in ammonia nitrogen is present at the center, while 3 hydrogen is present at the 3 corner of trigon. Okay, so nitrogen is attached to hydrogen by at 3 hydrogen atoms in this position. So you will get here this type of trigonal geometry. 3 hydrogen is present at the trigonal position of this with respect to nitrogen. Now when you pass a line between when you pass a line with the center of this trigonal, which is formed by 3 hydrogen, and then it goes to the nitrogen and lone pair, and now when you rotate that molecule, you require 3 time rotation. You require 3 120 degree rotation, so that you will get the identical molecule. That's why here theta is equal to what? 120. Theta is equal to 120. So if theta is equal to 120, then 360 divided by 120 is equal to what? 3. So n is equal to 3 means that molecule possesses a C3 axis. Same, we have another example, PtCl4 2 minus. In this molecule, when you rotate a molecule through an angle 90, after every time the group of position of that group will change. Let's say for first 90 degree rotation, this Cl goes to here, another Cl comes to here, this will comes to here, this will comes to here. So you require 4 time rotation, so that you will get the original molecule. So if you rotate the molecule by theta, that is theta is equal to 90, then you will get what? 360 divided by 90 is equal to 4. Then n is equal to 4. That means this molecule possesses a C4 axis of symmetry. Did you get how principal axis is calculated, or how axis of symmetry that is calculated with the help of this formula, as I said in example? This could be understood with the help of another examples also. I have that examples. So you can see here, this is 3-dimensional structure of water molecule. Oxygen is present centrally, and these are two hydrogen atom. When you pass a line through this oxygen atom and in between two hydrogen atom, so this is called as C2 axis. Why? Because we need to rotate this molecule for 2 times to get the identical molecule, identical configuration. So water molecule has C2 axis of symmetry. Ammonia molecule, this is a nitrogen and these are 3 hydrogen atoms. When you pass the axis like this, you require 3 rotation to get the axis of symmetry. That's why it is a C3 axis of symmetry. We have NF2 molecule also. In this NF2 molecule, we can say C2 axis of symmetry because nitrogen is present, let's say center, to oxygen is like red position, red colored group, and fluorine is present here. So when you pass axis like this, you will get a C2 axis. Okay. How nitrogen possesses C3 axis can be understood with the help of this example. Let's say these are the nitrogen and these are 3 hydrogen atoms. When I pass axis through this and when I rotate this molecule by 120 degree, so this is first rotation, I will get this configuration. Again when I rotate this molecule by 120 degree, I will get this configuration. Again when I rotate this molecule, I will get the first configuration. So you have to rotate every time a molecule by 120 degree, so that you will get the next configuration. Okay, so this is very easy to understand. We have another example like PF3 has C3 configuration, NiCN4 has C4 configuration, benzene has C6 configuration, C6 axis of symmetry, BF3 has C3 axis of symmetry, NiCN4 has C4 axis of symmetry, and how they are, that can be understood with the help of these below pictures. Like one is one rotation is carried out at this point, other is carried out by this point, and one more is carried out by this point. So this is the way to rotate a molecule. Okay. As I said earlier, what is principal and subsidiary axis? In a molecule with more than one axis of symmetry, then the highest fold of symmetry is called as principal axis, where those if n value is highest, for example, as I said, if I have n is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4, which number is highest? 4. So C4 become a principal axis and C3 become a subsidiary axis. This could be understood with the help of this example also here. Right? This is another PTCl4 molecule. It having C2 axis as well as C4 axis also. So we have plenty of examples. How C2 is drawn here. We have another example, FeCO5. So in FeCO5, this is actually trigonal, pentagonal, trigonal bipyramidal type of geometry, where this 3 CO is present at equatorial position and this 2 CO is present at axial position. So now here highest order of rotation axis is called as principal axis. So when you rotate a molecule by, when you pass axis between axial CO and then Fe, you will get a C3 axis of symmetry in a iron pentacarbonyl. That you have to remember. Okay. Just a bit. So we will stop today. This is enough. Tomorrow we will see next symmetry element, that is a plane of symmetry.